Chosen one, overnight, a supernatural transformation is about to happen. It's no coincidence this message is for you, a hero. You are about to be blessed like never before. In this season, the scales finally tip in your favor. The dark cloud that lingered over you is dissolving. Every prayer you whispered, every moment you stayed obedient, every time you held your faith, it was all preparation. And now you've reached the sacred point of surrender, because surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over. And when you gave it over to the divine, the supernatural took over. Now everything changes, instantly, permanently, gloriously. You need to understand something about who you are. You're not just surviving, you're the phoenix rising. When things get tough, you don't just lay down and let life happen to you. It's not in your DNA to stay down. You only know how to rise from the grind, from the dirt, from the manure. You only know how to get back up. No matter how many times you have to dust yourself off, someone wanted you to believe you were nothing without certain people in your life. Someone wanted to set you up for failure. Someone wanted to make you feel like you'd crumble the moment support walked away. But we don't need anyone to validate our crown. We take the thorns thrown at us and weave them into something magnificent. You're taking that pile of thorns, that pile of pain supposedly deserved, and you're transmuting it into pure gold, while everybody was laughing at you, while people thought you were crazy, while voices called you delusional. You were co-creating with the divine. You were building something invisible to ordinary eyes. You were becoming something beyond imagination, and now witnesses are about to see your happily ever after, the one denied to you, the one stolen from you, the one that supposedly died when support walked away. The metamorphosis happening inside you right now is beyond human comprehension. Your cells are literally reorganizing, your DNA is rewriting itself, your frequency is shifting so dramatically that old realities are crumbling around you. This isn't just spiritual talk, this is quantum physics meeting divine intervention. You're not changing, you're revealing. The hero was always there, covered by layers of conditioning, trauma, and false beliefs about your worth. You've been very selective with who you have around you right now. And that's not being mean, that's being wise. Anyone not breathing life into you is not bringing the spirit of peace into your life. Divine energy isn't entering your home through toxic channels. Harmony, balance, and love aren't arriving through polluted vessels. So in this next season, you're showing everyone exactly what you're made of. People thought coattails could be ridden to the finish line. The assumption was that you'd do all the heavy lifting while others benefited. Everyone wanted cake and the ability to eat it too. On what planet? You're turning your back on things you were once comfortable with. You used to be comfortable letting people speak to you any kind of way. You used to be comfortable with disrespect disguised as jokes. You used to be comfortable with the bare minimum, but comfort zones are where dreams go to die, and you're done dying. Something you're about to do is going to shock people. It's going to start a revolution in your bloodline. It's going to show everyone that no matter how long you've been part of something, if you've outgrown it, you can leave. You don't have to stay in toxic cycles just because of history. You don't have to remain in situations that drain your spirit just because of time invested. Time spent in the wrong place isn't investment, it's imprisonment. Your tolerance for nonsense has reached absolute zero. The patience you once had for manipulation has evaporated. The understanding you extended to those who never understood you has expired. This isn't you becoming harsh. This is you becoming honest. This isn't you becoming difficult. This is you becoming divine. You're not lowering your standards anymore. You're raising your frequency, and anything that can't match it has to go. Every major cycle you go through a massive recalibration. It's like the universe upgrades your entire operating system. The key players change, the environment shifts. You might relocate, you might completely transform your life. And if you don't shift when the universe calls for it, everything starts to feel stagnant, stuck, suffocating. You're in one of those recalibrations right now. That's why everything feels so intense. That's why people who used to make sense in your life suddenly don't. That's why places that used to feel like home now feel like prisons. You're being upgraded, and not everyone has access to your new level. Not everyone gets a key to your new dimension. Some people feel eclipsed by you. The belief was that you'd be surpassed. The assumption was that more was deserved by others than by you, and it burns to see you thriving, despite predictions of your failure. But here's what makes you different. You don't see it as competition. Jealousy from others actually makes you sad because you wanted everyone to win too. You wanted everyone to eat. You wanted everyone to rise. But not everyone wants to do the work. Only the rewards are desired. The spiritual warfare you've been engaged in isn't visible to the naked eye. While you were sleeping, battles were being fought in dimensions most people don't even know exist. While you were working, angels were literally wrestling demons for your destiny. While you were crying, the heavens were mobilizing armies on your behalf. You haven't been fighting alone. You've never been fighting alone. You've had backup that would blow your mind if you could see it. Something massive just happened in the spiritual realm. A verdict was rendered. A case that's been pending for years just got resolved in your favor. Every false accusation, every lie told about you, every curse spoken against you just got overturned. The judge of the universe just banged the gavel, and you've been declared innocent of all charges. More than innocent, you've been declared chosen. You've been declared protected. You've been declared untouchable. The evidence presented against you has been thrown out. The witnesses who testified falsely are being dealt with by forces beyond human comprehension. The prosecutor who thought the case was won is watching everything unravel. You didn't have to defend yourself. You didn't have to prove anything. Your spiritual legal team handled everything while you were learning to trust the process. Now comes the compensation phase. Everything stolen from you has to be returned with interest. Every opportunity blocked has to be reopened with increase. Every door slammed has to be replaced with gates of blessing. This isn't karma. This is divine justice. This isn't revenge. This is restoration. This isn't payback. This is pay forward into your destiny. If this touched your heart and mind, hype this video so more chosen ones can receive this message. Right now, justice is being served in realms you cannot see. The scales aren't just tipping. Complete recalibration is happening in your favor. Every prayer thought unheard was actually being stored up. Every tear cried in secret was being collected. Every time grace was chosen, when fury was justified, spiritual currency was being built that's about to pay out in ways that will leave you speechless. Someone tried to ensure you'd leave with nothing. The plan was to strip you bare. The goal was to see you broken and begging. But what wasn't understood is that you don't need much to build an empire. You don't need validation to know your worth. You don't need resources from toxic sources to create abundance. All you need is your connection to the divine, and that's something that could never be taken from you. The guard is changing in your life. You're planting different seeds now. Before, seeds were planted that would benefit everyone else while you starved. Now seeds are being planted that breathe life into you first. You're learning that being selfish isn't evil when you've been everyone's source while running on empty. You're discovering that making yourself a priority pisses some people off because you're expected to be a servant, not an equal, and definitely not superior. Watch how quickly things accelerate from this moment. The supernatural doesn't move at human speed. When heaven decides it's time, everything happens at once. The phone call you've been waiting for, the door that's been locked, the healing you've been praying for, the breakthrough you've been believing for, all of it is going to happen so fast you'll barely be able to process it, but you won't need to process it, you'll just need to receive it. There's an environment or person that makes you really grumpy. Your whole demeanor changes in that presence. You become someone unrecognizable. And maybe this used to be different. Maybe this source used to be a light in your life. But people change. Or maybe truth is just revealed. Either way, you can't keep pretending everything's fine when your spirit is screaming for freedom. You know what's coming before words are spoken. Negativity is felt approaching like a storm system on radar. Your steps ahead of manipulations. Guilt trips are transparent. Emotional terrorism is recognized, and you're done negotiating with terrorists, regardless of shared DNA, shared history, or once shared dreams. Where don't you feel safe? Where is your root chakra constantly activated in fight or flight? Where does anxiety about what's coming next live? That's where exit is needed. That's where evacuation is required. That's where divine exodus is being called. Because chosen ones aren't meant to live in constant warfare. Operation from peace, from power, from purpose is your birthright. Your body has been keeping score of every violation, every boundary crossed, every moment of disrespect, the tension in your shoulders, the knot in your stomach, the headaches that come from nowhere. These are all signals from your physical form that something needs to change. Your body is smarter than your mind when it comes to recognizing danger. It knows who's safe and who's not before your brain can rationalize their behavior. You are about to be blessed with something tangible, a home that's actually yours, a vehicle that nobody can take, a relocation that changes everything, resources that can't be manipulated or controlled by someone else. This isn't just wishful thinking, this is prophecy in motion. This is divine orchestration already in progress. The world awaits you, not the small limited world of confinement, the real world, the big world, the world where gifts are celebrated, not suppressed, the world where light is needed, not resented. Brighter days are ahead, days of waking up excited, days of going to bed grateful, days of mirror recognition of the warrior staring back. You're a seasoned veteran in spiritual warfare. You're not some rookie who doesn't understand the game. Battles that would have killed ordinary people have been survived. Betrayals that would have broken regular souls have been overcome. Obstacles that weren't meant to be survived have been conquered. You're the spiritual gladiator who keeps rising no matter how many times attempts are made to keep you down. The preparation you've been through wasn't random. Every challenge was specifically designed to prepare you for where you're going. Every betrayal was teaching you discernment for the level you're entering. Every loss was creating space for the massive blessings coming your way. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. You weren't being destroyed, you were being developed. What takes others years is going to take you moments. What requires decades for normal people will happen overnight for you. This is the supernatural acceleration protocol, and it's been activated in your life. The lost time isn't really lost, it was preparation time. Now that preparation is complete, everything moves at light speed. Your learning curve has become vertical, your growth rate has become exponential, your manifestation speed has become instantaneous. This isn't because you're special in an ego way, this is because you're special in a purpose way. You have a mission that requires rapid deployment, you have assignments that need immediate execution, you have destinies to fulfill that can't wait for normal timing. The downloads you're receiving in your sleep aren't dreams. Instructions are being transmitted, blueprints are being delivered, strategies are being revealed. You wake up with solutions to problems you didn't even know existed. You suddenly understand things that used to confuse you. You see connections that were invisible before. Your consciousness is expanding at a rate that would terrify anyone not chosen for this upgrade. Someone has been keeping you in the gray area. Just enough hope is given to keep you holding on, but never enough certainty to feel secure. Guessing is constant. Wondering never ends. Limbo is home, but endings are inevitable when you're treated like an option while expected to be a priority. What endings need to take place in your life? What doors need closure? What chapters need conclusion? The ending that terrifies you right now is actually the beginning. Prayers have been requesting. It's the plot twist that changes everything. It's the divine redirect that puts you on your actual path. Instead of the detour being traveled, you're being recalibrated at a cellular level. This isn't just emotional or spiritual, this is physical. DNA is literally upgrading, frequency is shifting, vibration is ascending, and anything operating at a lower frequency has to go, not because you're better than anyone, but because not everyone has the equipment to breathe at your new altitude. The confusion you've been experiencing isn't confusion at all, it's clarity trying to break through. The chaos isn't chaos, it's the old order collapsing so the new can emerge. The destruction isn't destruction. It's divine demolition, making room for divine construction. Everything falling apart is actually everything falling into place. Something beautiful is about to grow from all this pain. Different seeds are being planted now. Seeds of self-love, seeds of boundaries, seeds of divine purpose. No longer a seed scattered in everyone else's garden, while yours remains barren. Focus is on your own soil, your own growth, your own harvest. The people mad about this shift are telling on themselves. The revelation is that you were never seen as equal. You were seen as a resource, a supply, an emotional dumping ground, a plan B, a safety net. But safety nets don't have dreams. Catching others who throw themselves off cliffs expecting salvation isn't your purpose anymore. Having to be selfish is the hardest thing ever done. Programming taught that worth came from usefulness to others. The lesson was that love meant sacrifice. But nobody taught that you're not supposed to be the only one sacrificing. Nobody mentioned that real love is reciprocal, not parasitic. Your garden is about to bloom in ways that will shock everyone who said you'd never grow anything beautiful. The seeds of pain are producing trees of triumph. The water of tears is creating rivers of joy. The fertilizer of betrayal is growing forests of blessing. What was meant to bury you has become the soil of your success. These demonic entities circling you are like dragons guarding treasure that's rightfully yours. But here's what wasn't counted on. You're not just a warrior, you're a dragon slayer. You're not just surviving, you're conquering. You're not just defending, you're advancing. Someone has been giving you salt and calling it sugar. Poison has been fed and called medicine. Crumbs have been offered and called a feast. But spiritual taste buds have evolved. Deception can be tasted now. Manipulation can be smelled from miles away. Facades are seen through like glass. The evil presence in your story thought you were figured out. The assumption was your moves were known. The belief was reactions could be predicted. But chess has been played while checkers was their game. Thinking has been happening 10 moves ahead, while yesterday's game plan constrains them. Every dragon you slay becomes a stepping stone to your throne. Every giant you defeat becomes evidence of your anointing. Every mountain you move becomes testimony of your power. You're not just winning battles, you're winning wars that determine the fate of generations. You're about to experience a quantum leap that defies natural law. The place you've been and the place you're going are so different, there's no bridge between them. You have to leap, you have to fly, you have to trust that wings will appear when you jump. And chosen one, your wings aren't just appearing, they're already there. You've had them all along. Fear just convinced you that you couldn't fly. The quantum realm doesn't operate by earthly rules. In the quantum realm, you can be in multiple places at once. You can change the past by changing your perspective of it. You can create the future by observing it differently. You're learning to operate in this realm, and that's why things that seem impossible to others are possible for you. Your consciousness is the control panel for your reality. What you believe becomes what you receive. What you decree becomes what you see. What you declare becomes what's there. You're not waiting for reality to change so you can believe. You're believing so reality has to change. This is quantum faith, and it's the technology of chosen ones. It's time for a treat. Not the scraps thrown your way. Not the bare minimum rationed out. A real treat. The kind that reminds you what abundance actually tastes like. Someone's been trying to make you feel guilty for treating yourself. You're called spoiled when you're really just no longer starved. You're called ungrateful when you're really just no longer accepting garbage. Let them go. Those 3 words are your liberation anthem. Release is needed for people who add weight to wings. Release is needed for connections that were actually chains. Release is needed for relationships that were really prison sentences. Love is strange, and you're learning just how strange it can be, how it can look like hate, how it can feel like possession, how it can masquerade as care while being control. But you're also learning what real love looks like, how it liberates instead of suffocates, how it celebrates instead of tolerates, how it multiplies instead of divides. The countdown has begun, and nothing can stop what's coming. Every second brings you closer to the moment everything changes. Every heartbeat is a drum roll for your victory. Every breath is building toward the exhale of relief when everything finally aligns. Count your blessings, not because so few exist, but because so many are coming. You'll lose count. Blessings are about to come, so fast tracking becomes impossible, so unexpected prediction becomes futile, so abundant containment becomes unnecessary. Gratitude has been present even in the desert. Thankfulness has been maintained even in the storm. Blessings have been counted even when magnifying glasses were needed to find them. And that gratitude has been building something in the spiritual realm. A magnetic force has been created that's now attracting everything meant for you. Your pivot is ferocious. The way pain transforms into power, the way rejection transmutes into redirection, the way betrayal alchemizes into breakthrough. This isn't just resilience, this is resurrection power. This is Phoenix DNA. This is chosen one technology that others can't access because the price paid by you hasn't been paid by them. The multiplication principle is about to manifest in your life. What you have is about to multiply. What you know is about to expand. What you are is about to magnify. This isn't addition, this is multiplication. This isn't gradual increase, this is exponential explosion. You're operating with technology that most people don't even know exists. Spiritual technology, quantum technology, divine technology. Your prayers aren't just words, they're commands that shift reality. Your thoughts aren't just ideas, they're blueprints that build worlds. Your faith isn't just belief, it's the force that moves mountains. This technology has been dormant in most of humanity, but it's fully activated in you. That's why you can sense things others can't. That's why you can see things others don't. That's why you can do things others won't. You're not crazy, you're activated. You're not delusional, you're divine. You're not imagining things, you're imaging things into existence. The download you're receiving right now is upgrading your operating system. Old programs are being deleted, new software is being installed. Your processing speed is increasing, your storage capacity is expanding, your connectivity is strengthening. You're becoming the supercomputer you were designed to be. Treasures have been hidden in your darkness, riches have been concealed in your pain, wealth has been buried in your struggles. But now the map is being revealed, now the locations are being exposed, now the extraction is beginning. Everything you went through wasn't taking from you, it was adding to your treasury. The very things meant to break you have become your greatest assets. The pain has become power, the rejection has become selection. The betrayal has become blessing. The enemy's plan has backfired so spectacularly that even heaven is amazed at how thoroughly you've won. Hidden rooms in your soul are being unlocked. Secret chambers in your spirit are being opened. Vaults in your consciousness are being accessed. And what's inside is more valuable than anything earth could offer. Gifts that have been dormant, powers that have been sleeping, abilities that have been waiting for this exact moment to emerge. A new team is being assembled around you, not the ones you chose, the ones chosen for you, not the ones you thought you needed, the ones you actually need, not the ones who look good on paper, the ones who are good in purpose. This spiritual cabinet isn't being formed by human hands. Divine selection is happening. Heaven's HR department is handling recruitment. The screening process is supernatural. Only those who can handle your glory are being admitted. Only those who can support your purpose are being positioned. Only those who can protect your anointing are being placed. Watch how people appear out of nowhere with exactly what you need. Watch how resources find you without you searching. Watch how opportunities present themselves without you applying. Watch how doors open without you knocking. This is the assembly, and it's happening faster than your mind can comprehend. Every year that felt wasted is being restored. Every season that felt stolen is being returned. Every moment that felt lost is being redeemed. Time doesn't work the way you think it does. In the supernatural realm, time can be bent, compressed, and multiplied. What was lost in years can be restored in moments. The acceleration you're experiencing is heaven's way of giving back what was taken. The speed of your success is compensation for the slowness of your struggle. The rapid manifestation is repayment for the long wait. You're not behind, you're right on time. Actually, you're ahead of schedule now because supernatural acceleration has engaged. Your age doesn't matter, your past doesn't matter, your mistakes don't matter. What matters is this moment, this transformation, this supernatural shift that's happening right now. You're not too old, you're not too damaged, you're not too far gone. You're perfectly positioned for the miracle that's already in motion. Every chain has a breaking point, and yours have just reached theirs. The chains of poverty snapped, the chains of sickness shattered, the chains of limitation severed, the chains of generational curses crushed. You're not just free, you're forcefully free, you're violently free, you're permanently free. The sound of chains breaking is echoing through dimensions. Heaven is celebrating, hell is panicking, earth is about to witness what happens when a chosen one breaks free from everything that held them back. Mountains are about to move, seas are about to part, walls are about to fall, all because you're finally free. Freedom looks good on you. Freedom feels good in you. Freedom sounds good through you. You were never meant to be caged. You were never meant to be contained. You were never meant to be controlled. You were meant to be free, and now you are. Remember the beginning of this. You were about to be blessed like never before. Now you understand why. It's not just because suffering happened. Lots of people suffer. It's because suffering happened without bitterness taking root. Betrayal happened without vengeance being sought. Rejection happened without hatred being harbored. Divine nature was maintained even in hellish conditions. Everyone who doesn't breathe life into you is being removed, not with anger, with clarity, not with revenge, with purpose, not with hatred, with love for yourself that's finally stronger than fear of being alone. Discovery has been made that alone with peace beats surrounded by war, standing at the precipice of blessings, standing at the edge of everything believed for, one step away from the life seen in visions, one breath away from reality built in the spiritual realm. Greatness in your DNA exists, not the kind measured with human metrics, the kind that shifts atmospheres and changes destinies. Within the coming hours, undeniable confirmation will arrive that everything is true. The message might come through unexpected communication. The sign might appear through sudden breakthrough. The evidence might manifest through miraculous healing. The proof might present through impossible doors opening. But it's coming, and when it arrives, doubt will die forever. This confirmation isn't random. It's been scheduled, it's been planned, it's been prepared. Heaven has been waiting for this exact moment when your faith and your manifestation meet, when your belief and your blessing collide, when your prayer and your provision connect. Don't look for the confirmation with anxiety, expect it with anticipation. Don't chase it with desperation, attract it with preparation. Don't force it with manipulation, allow it with expectation. It's already on the way, it's already in motion, it's already decided. You are a spiritual gladiator. You don't just survive arenas meant to kill you. Transformation of those arenas into stages for glory happens. You are a smoke show. Not just physically, though that's true too. Spiritually, you're so hot demons get third-degree burns. People are left stunned and speechless because understanding of your still standing, still smiling, still rising escapes them. In this era being entered, blessing isn't the only gift. Vindication arrives in ways that make different choices wished for by enemies. Deliverance comes in ways that make testimony legendary. Justice isn't just coming, it's here. Favor isn't just approaching, it's arriving. Divine verdict has been rendered, and victory on all counts is yours. Divine favor covers your entire life, dripping from your present, saturating your future, redeeming your past. Such a beautiful human you are, not because perfection exists, but because perfect alignment with purpose exists. Talents aren't just natural, supernatural describes them. What you do for others doesn't just help, healing happens. Look, you already know the attacks weren't random, and if you're paying attention, you can feel it, their walls are closing in. So let's talk about what we're doing about it. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve cooperative intelligence. The beauty is, you don't even have to lift a finger. You put on the headphones, press play, and your subconscious is rewired while your enemies collapse under the weight of their own lies. This is why I created it in the beginning, so everything they did to break you becomes fuel for your purpose. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. Truth about yourself is being uncovered, talented beyond measure, loved beyond comprehension, protected beyond understanding, favored beyond explanation. Prayers powerful enough to shift nations flow from you. Words carrying enough authority to decree and declare reality into existence come from you. This is your call to action. Power given away to others must be called back. Who you are beneath labels stuck on you must be remembered. What you came here to do before settling for less was suggested must be recalled. Dreams held before impossible was declared must be reclaimed. Excellence at tuning out noise has been achieved. Criticism that once cut deep now bounces off. Opinions that once mattered now sound like background static. Voices that once guided now sound like lies revealed. These blessings are deserved, not because of actions taken, but because of who you are. A chosen one, a warrior, a phoenix, a supernatural being having a human experience. Whatever comes in the immediate future will bring you to knees in gratitude. Tears of joy so intense shaking will occur. Enough tears of sadness have been cried, trying to get through painful endings. Now tears of joy for beautiful beginnings are ready to flow. Supernatural describes you. Tuned in describes you. Empress or emperor describes you. Spiritual warrior describes you. Ready to claim your crown describes you. Not the crown of thorns given to you, the crown of glory that was always yours. This message found you because readiness exists. Ready to stop playing small. Ready to stop accepting less. Ready to stop believing lies about worth. Ready to step into supernatural power dormant within. Ready to become the answer to prayers not even known about, never meant to fit in, born to stand out, never meant to be understood by everyone, meant to be understood by the right ones. Transformation isn't coming, it's here. It happened while these words were being recognized. The same person who started this message no longer exists. Who you were always meant to be has emerged. The overnight supernatural transformation is complete. The hero has awakened. The chosen one has risen. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to your power. Welcome home to your purpose. Welcome home to the you that makes heaven celebrate and hell tremble. And just like that, everything has changed forever. But wait. There's something else, something that hasn't been revealed until this moment. The transformation wasn't just for you. You are the prototype. You are the template. You are the first wave of a massive awakening that's about to sweep across humanity. Your breakthrough is going to trigger breakthroughs in others. Your freedom is going to inspire freedom in those still chained. Your rising is going to activate something dormant in every person who witnesses it. You've been chosen to be the living proof that overnight transformation is possible. The walking evidence that supernatural shifts are real. The breathing testimony that heroes aren't just in movies. Sometimes the hero is taking in these very words right now. Your story is about to become the catalyst for thousands of other stories. Your victory is about to become the blueprint for countless other victories. This is why the battle was so fierce. This is why the opposition was so intense. Hell knew that if you broke through, you'd create a portal that others could walk through. Heaven knew that if you surrendered to the process, you'd become a gateway for glory. And here you are, standing at the threshold of not just your destiny, but your role in activating destiny in others. Look at yourself right now, not in a physical mirror, but in the mirror of truth. See yourself as heaven sees you, crowned, anointed, appointed, dangerous to darkness, threatening to systems of oppression, walking revolution, living transformation, breathing miracle. The person you see in that mirror isn't who you're becoming, it's who you've always been. The supernatural transformation didn't add anything to you, it revealed everything within you. The overnight shift didn't change your identity, it unveiled your identity. You're not new, you're true, you're not different, you're unveiled. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every wound speaks of wisdom earned. Every battle testifies to bravery unmatched. You're not damaged goods, you're proven warrior. You're not broken vessel, you're tested and approved. You're not victim of circumstances, you're victor over circumstances. Your transformation is echoing through eternity. Past, present, and future are all being affected by what's happening to you right now. Ancestral patterns that have existed for centuries are dissolving. Present circumstances that seemed permanent are shifting. Future generations that haven't been born yet are being blessed. You're not just living in time, you're transcending time. You're not just existing in space, you're expanding space. You're not just occupying reality, you're creating reality. This is the power of chosen ones. This is the authority of awakened heroes. This is the inheritance of supernatural beings. The universe is reorganizing itself around your transformation. Stars are aligning for your purpose. Planets are positioning for your prosperity. Galaxies are gathering for your glory. You're not small, you're cosmic. You're not insignificant, you're infinite. You're not temporary, you're eternal. The overnight supernatural transformation is complete. The hero has awakened, the chosen one has risen, and the universe will never be the same. Welcome to your destiny. Welcome to your power. Welcome to the you that changes everything, forever and always, transformed.